Then y'all come here and they make. Oh, did he end it? He ended it. Damn it. I think it's because of it. Damn it. I think it's because of this. Together.
Let me see some ID proof that you're here legally.
Why am I being stopped?
Because I asked you. Show me your papers.
I'm not giving you that.
Don't make this hard. You fit the description.
For standing here?
Last chance.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
Officer Joe Roberts saw a man standing on a sidewalk and decided he didn't belong. He demanded papers, demanded submission, and eventually demanded handcuffs. But he didn't realize that Diego Milo wasn't just a construction worker. He was a student of the law.
Let me see some ID proof.
Diego had prepared for this moment by watching videos just like this one, and his knowledge was about to turn a routine stop into a career-ending lawsuit. What you just saw was the definition of racial profiling, an officer demanding proof of citizenship for simply standing on a sidewalk. You saw the confrontation. Now, we're going to tell you the full story and reveal how Diego's calm assertion of his rights dismantled the officer's case piece by piece. If you believe knowing the law is your best defense, hit that subscribe button. Because what happened to Diego could happen to anyone. And the only thing standing between you and an unlawful arrest might be the knowledge you gain from this video. Let's rewind to understand who Diego Milo really is. He wasn't a troublemaker or someone with a chip on his shoulder. He was a 28-year-old construction worker who specialized in drywall installation, a skilled tradesman who'd spent the last 6 years building a life in Phoenix, Arizona. He woke up at 5 in the morning most days, worked 10-hour shifts hanging and finishing drywall in the scorching Arizona heat, and came home exhausted with dust in his lungs and plaster under his fingernails. He was a legal resident of the United States, someone who had followed every rule, filed every form, and paid every fee to be here lawfully. Something more valuable than his physical strength or his work ethic. He had knowledge. During his long commutes to and from job sites, sitting in the passenger seat of his coworker's truck or waiting for rides after shifts, Diego didn't listen to music or scroll mindlessly through social media. He listened to podcasts about constitutional rights. He watched YouTube channels that broke down police encounters and explained the legal principles behind them. He studied videos from civil rights attorneys who taught ordinary people how to protect themselves during police stops. He wasn't paranoid. He wasn't anti-police. He was simply aware of a reality that many people in his community knew all too well.
An officer for a brake light violation. You don't have authority to order me out of the vehicle.
Sir, your license.
This table is
Where's the rest of that video?
At some times, having brown wasn't a crime. He knew that even if an officer asked for ID, Demanding it without legal
Oh.
justification made the request
Give
unlawful,
me a
and he
video.
knew that
Diego
staying
Mello
calm,
part
speaking
2.
clearly.
Let me see some ID proof that you're here legally.
Let's see this.
Long commutes too.
No.
Hi.
Vean la cara de vergüenza.
Let me see some ID proof that you're
Is
here
this an
legally.
AI encounter? That's crazy.
He'd watch body cam footage breakdowns, listen to lawyers.
No, I want to see the other video.
Ok, aquí la situación es que los señores oficiales están moviendo a la señora porque dicen que esta señora pueden ser mías si se las compro.
Parte 1 y parte 2.
Pueden ser mías si se las compro.
And asserting his rights without being confronted.
Pueden ser mías si se las compro.
And asserting his rights without being confronted.
What? It shows a summary of what we've been talking about? That's crazy. Why does it look like that? Well, shit is all crooked. What the fuck? Shit is all crooked. Alright. Hey, how's it going?
Hello, how are you?
Good. How's the prompt looking? Is it looking crooked?
Yeah, it does look crooked. It does.
What the fuck? I was just looking at it from my other phone. Is that better?
Yeah, this is better.
Okay. Okay, welcome to the panel. Can I get you to introduce yourself with your race or ethnicity and where you're from, please?
My race, Black. My ethnicities, I'm African American and Ghanaian, and my name is Nation.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Nation. Welcome to the panel. Do you want to address anything on the prompt, like any questions that you
Okay, so I'm asking you, like, do you refer to the people who descended from American chattel slavery as FBAs? Do you identify those groups of people or that group of people as FBA?
I believe I'm not FBA, but I do believe that's what they're trying to do, is trying to attach that specific part of history.
Yeah,
So I think that's
but
where they want to start from, right? They don't want to start.
you think the collective of African American or people who have descended from chattel slavery in America, the collective of them identify as foundational Black
I
Americans?
do not believe that. I also don't believe them when they claim that all icons and all artists and and all our greats, including MLK, Malcolm X, being affiliated with FBA. FBA is relatively a new term, popularized by Tariq Nasheed, but I think it was Claude Anderson who came up with that term about 10 years ago. But he used it in the sense of Black economics and bringing, bringing the American dollar back into the Black communities to uplift themselves. Also, he brought up the argument with the immigrants about how immigrants are pitted against Black Americans and how YT established, like the YT powers that be, are the ones creating this tension between immigrants and Black Americans, and how he wasn't using it he wasn't saying it like that, like how Tariq Nasheed is saying it, obviously, because he gets into xenophobia and, starts calling people out their name or, dehumanizing African immigrants specifically. He calls them tethers and all that stuff. So again, I think that FBAs want to start they want to delineate, right? So they're delineating from the terms African American and even Black American at this point, because Because what's wrong with being Black American? Why did you have to take the extra step and become foundational, right? So that's one end. And then the other end, they want to delineate from their African ancestry, even though they admit, the FBAs admit, it's on their website that they do have African lineage, uh, um, and that their ancestors or who they descend from are African. So I don't understand. But since they've delineated for 500, or since they've been so far removed, right, from their African ancestors, this was what gives them a right. Now, there are some aspects about how once they came to America, and started these breeding farms here, um, their former slave masters, right? Once that happened, they did become something different, like in America, right? Now those people were more far removed. The people the children that were born out of that were far more removed from Africa than what we would consider being African. You know what I mean? And so I would say we're more at people that still have an affinity to Africa or African themselves, that still have a tie as African Americans or even Black Americans at this point, where they're not trying to delineate, they still have an affinity to Africa. Like I said, I think we're more closely related to our ancestors, right? The same ancestors that they claim to be theirs, but they're delineating and we're not. So those people that came to America, were African, still had their names intact, still spoke their languages. That took a long process to take out of them, but it, eventually, they forgot their names were changed, and we are where we are, I'm sorry if that was a long explanation.
No, I was just trying to see your thought process, like, not that that necessarily matters, but I was just seeing, like, are you addressing this group specifically, or do you project that label onto the
No, I don't project this label.
personally?
Yeah, I try to just educate people about what are FBAs, the ones that I've encountered, the ones I've met, and then we also have to have empathy for Black Americans that do just, that think. I don't have a problem with anyone changing their ethnicity, like, you got the Salon, you got the ADOS. So it's about how you project to the rest of the Black community, the Black diaspora, that's my issue. So I don't think FBA favors anyone, especially if you're listening to Tariq Nasheed and you have his talking points, I don't think it favors us as a whole. And so I'd like to educate Black Americans that have those talking points that coincide with this current administration, the current xenophobia, like white nationalist and blackface. That's what I call them. So that's what I try to educate on. I have empathy for Black Americans or African Americans that do want to go there but don't understand it. A lot of people don't know what a FBA is, let alone
Yes.
let alone, thank God it's only a small percentage here on TikTok, but it could spread like wildfire if we don't put a halt to it. So I have a petition to stop Tariq Nasheed from hate speech on social media. It's on my bio. You guys can go click it and sign your names or sign the petition. It's led by Mansa, another brother of mine, a Pan-African brother who started it. And his whole argument is like, if we get canceled for even just talking about the small hat people, right? Or talking about Israelis, or that we should have the same kind of energy when it comes to African people, and not let them get dehumanized or slandered, or all this minstrel showing that Tariq is doing, including he talk about cosplaying. He's literally up there trying to tell jokes and having African accents and being African. He's a coon, he's a tap dancer. So the same stuff that he talks about is, he's got three fingers pointed back at him about his behavior and his stuff online. So anyways, I got that. And for people who are going to be like, "Oh, you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your time signing that. Nothing's going to happen." Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna definitely see, and I think it benefits everyone because the Black American community is not going to be dragged as well and associated with this man or his movement that he trademarked. By the way, he's making money off of you guys putting FBA on your shirts or FBAs on your hats or any merchandise you want to make. He could come around and ask you, to pay up, to give him a little percentage of that, or just to take you out and sue you over you claiming FBA. So, I mean, it's his little movement right now. For anybody that says he's not a leader, well, he sure is taking money. He is pocketing from this movement. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. No, yeah. The thing is, like, me, obviously, like, I've encountered one person who has blatantly said that they were like an FBA in real life. This was actually in a college institution where she had said that she was actually over the multicultural student organization that has tons of immigrants, European immigrants, Asian, all of that. So it which is very ironic, but obviously since I am bi-ethnic or whatever, I've been experiencing some of this stuff that people like. It's kind of funny. It's kind of like a slap in the face, not a slap in the face, but it's also kind of like, I don't know, because some of this stuff, a lot of us are now just finding out, like, about, Africans and like African Americans or Black Americans, or like the kind of like disagreement. It's like for some of us, like, we've experienced this our whole entire life. So it's like if you've had a thought, or like if you've known like a piece of information for longer, or if you've had a piece of information in your brain for longer, you've had more time to critically think about it. Does that make sense?
Right. How long ago was it that you
So
met that FBA like at school or
this was
whatever?
last year.
Okay.
In college. I'm still in college now, but I've only met one person who has said I am an FBA. I said that they were in what organization they were in, and the irony in it. But what I'm saying is, like, some of the like rhetoric and like the stuff that people are hearing just now on the internet, some people like me have been hearing that the entire bandwidth of their life. Not saying all of it, but I'm just saying certain aspects of the conversation. I've been told these things in real life. Way
So some of the like the dehumanizing language or the xenophobic language you've been experiencing in reality?
what I forgot.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Say what you said again.
So some of these like dehumanizing, like, or these YT talking points or this xenophobia, you've actually like dealt with it not only online but in reality.
I've dealt with it more in real life than on social media. And like the thing is, like, with the way I look, obviously you can see my picture, everybody has their own perception, but like in real life, like most people can tell that I am, like, people make a lot of comments to me, like they're like, "Oh, you're not I can tell you're not regular Black," or "Are you from somewhere else?" Or
Regular Black.
yes, yes, that's what, because people don't have the ability to articulate what they're trying to say. Like, what they're trying to say is like, "Oh, okay,
Right.
you have features, your facial features, your body type isn't necessarily common, your hair texture, it's not really common. I'm also dark skinned." So that's
Yeah, tell him
like that's where
you're premium Black, okay, sister.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually do happen to be premium black. No, just whatever. Um, yeah, like I've heard these things my whole life. I'm not trying to trauma dump, but like a lot of people do not like when bi-ethnic people like say like what they've experienced, and they do not like the fact that most bi-ethnic people end up siding with their African side. I'm not saying I do that. I side with
Hmm.
all black people. I side with all black people, but a lot of them have been bullied into that. Uh, and like people were like, oh, everybody was being called an African booty scratcher, but it's like deeper than that, right? Like I can name like probably like three times, not three times. Well, I can recount three times in my brain that I was called like an African booty scratcher. So there is far worse things that people can do to harass you or bully you on the basis of your race or your ethnic identity than just a name, right? Like you can be ostracized. Like I literally have a video on my page about that. But literally, like there was times in my childhood where I was ostracized for being African. And like obviously like I have an American mother and I have an African father. I I'm not culturally African, so I'm not gonna say I'm not culturally African, but like I'm not culturally Ghanaian, right? Like I am culturally African, but I'm not culturally Ghanaian, right? Like
Hmm.
my dad did not teach me my culture or anything like that. So you imagine like people bullying you for something that you have no idea about. Like you're not resistant to it. You just don't really know too much about what people are bullying you about. But that's besides the point. I'm not trying to trauma dump. I'm just
No, no, go
explaining like
ahead. No, this is a space for us. The space for. I'm bi-ethnic myself. I'm Eritrean, and my mother is from Mexico. So
oh okay.
I
That's
have.
interest that is interesting.
Yeah, tell me about it. So I would agree with you that a lot of people don't even want to hear our, because it's similar to the biracial experience in America, right? But we're
Yes.
bi-ethnic, so it's different. But we get it on both sides, regardless, right? And
Mhm.
especially if you're xenophobic looking at us, it's like double trouble.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
even white tea racist, right, at this point. But I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I'm a little sick right now. I was gonna say that the sad part about that, sister, is there is a lot of colorism, a lot of featureism, a lot of
Yes.
texturism in Black American culture, uh, regardless. So even within that framework, they call themselves African booty scratchers. And I've heard this from Black Americans about how they teased one another about how African their actual siblings were, and teased and made fun of their, even within their own family. So it's sad. A lot of it is self hate, and a lot of it is the conditioning and the indoctrination that our brothers and sisters here in America have gone through. And that, you know that's why I don't consider it trauma dumping, because a lot of Black Americans, if they're honest with themselves, they can see how this is not helping anyone, and we fetishize, or we fetish things about ourselves that are more aligned with what white tea former slave masters, between the house and the field, between the light skin and the dark skin, between the biracial, like how the biracials are the new so-called Black people, because they're in Hollywood. They are the face of Black people because of who put them there. You know what I mean? I don't mean that they are, because they're not, but look at the influence. So we have to understand that, not only in the physical but in the mindset, how these concepts dehumanize and denigrate, and what is it called, disfranchise a lot of people, because now we're all confused about how to receive our, but not all not all skin folk are kinfolk, you know that saying.
Yeah,
And
that's turned into something totally different now. Like, yes, like that phrase has turned into something totally different now. Like, it used to be like, oh, just a coon or somebody who's just whatever, but now it could have multiple meanings. Like, oh, they're not Black American. Like, literally, if I make a video or if I say something like that somebody remotely disagrees with, it's like, oh, you're not Black American. Oh yeah, you gotta be African. Like, I could literally say, dang, I could say Black women should start wearing their hair more. Black women should love embracing their natural hair more. Oh, you're not Black American, you African. You gotta be African. But
oh
Black
yeah,
American women say that like that. Yeah, you hate us. It's like, whoa,
like they
whoa.
all have to
Let's
have the same monolithic concepts, you know. It's like, no, that's not what makes you Black American, you know. Like, oh, you know, the one I heard, sister, is the one that says, oh, you don't sound like a Black American. That one is the one that like boils my blood, because I mean, what are you
oh
fucking talking
yeah.
about? All they have to hear is an accent, so you're not Black American. So that kind of, you know, that parrots the white tea xenophobic you know, talking points, like go back to where you came from, all that shit that we're currently going through with the Mexican side, right? And now the Somalis, you know, the next the Haitians, and so on and so forth. So yeah.
Yeah, but
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, sorry. But something I love, like the good side about this is that like African countries, Africa as a whole, is getting more press. Africa, like people are talking about Africa, people are learning, and
Yes.
people are having to say African countries. Like people are actually having to say Nigeria. They're having to say South Africa. They're having to say this country. And I love it because people need to know more about Africa. They need to know more about African countries. And if anybody is intelligent, like you would know, like investing your money into Africa, like you are setting up the generations that come after you for success, because there's a lot of untapped potential in a lot of African countries. But that's besides the point. I don't want anybody to think
No,
I'm
you're onto
spreading
something.
it.
You're definitely onto something. I was talking about this yesterday. What are these guys saying? How can you have so much to say about a community you're not in? We're in this bitch, okay? And I was born here, you know. I'm just as American as you, even if I am a first generation, you know. You guys are mad because you guys can't deport us, okay? So that's the thing. So I was saying, sister, that I love it too. I love that these haters hate so much that they take the time to go learn. The Black Americans, right? And not only the haters, but anyone that wants to learn about Africa and not be miseducated and ignorant. Even these haters, though, these FBAs, they consciously go and learn about Africa, you know, to have more ammo in their pew for us, because they want to learn as much.
Right.
But subconsciously, sister, they're learning about their people. and they're
Right.
subconsciously, they are actually learning about their culture, about our people back in Africa, their people, their ancestors. So, you know, there is a positive in all this negative, like you were saying. And I was saying that yesterday too. I was saying, like, and it's so funny because the Africans or African Americans are also like the ones that they want to go against the pretendians, right? They're learning about all these tribes and all these things, you know, they know more about Native Americanness now. And so it is a good thing that it's a good thing that we're all getting more educated, because even out of all this hate to do so, subconsciously they're learning, you know, about stuff that we need to be aware about, you know, because a lot of this indoctrination is for us not to be aware about a lot of these things that are happening. So I'm happy you brought that up.
Yes, there's just one more point I want to add, and then I'll stop. But like me personally, it's a case. Like I feel like when it comes to bi-ethnic people, right? One African parent, one American parent, or whatever the case is, like there's also been like a lot of discourse around that too, because like I be seeing some like bi-ethnic people like say, oh, I'm really African American, like I'm really this, and it's just like, no, you're not. You're not. Like you're not Afri. Yes, you are African American, but that is not an identity, a newfound identity for you to claim because of your multiculturalness. That is not what that means. It's like me personally, I culturally relate more with African Americans because I'm one of 6 siblings. The other 5 of my siblings are American. My mom's American. I grew up with my American family. So if it was the other way around, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm just black or I'm just African American. I'd be like, no, like I identify more with the bi-ethnicness. Like I do tell when people ask me, I'm like, oh yeah, my mother's this, my father's this, but like generally I just identify as just being black. I'm a black person who's proud, who's actually proud. I love my ancestry and where my people come from, even though I don't know where that all is, but like I am a black person who is truly proud now as of today. It wasn't always like that. But anyway, that's besides the point. I identify as just being black culturally. Um, yeah, that's what that means to me. But like not I feel like it's a case by case situation. Not every bi-ethnic person should just automatically identify as that or African American. Like I don't know. I feel like it's dependent on how you grew up, and this is kind of like how it's similar to like the biracial but tragic mulatto trope, because it's like how like black people tell biracial people, oh, like if your mother's not black or if you didn't grow up around black people, you're not black. Like I
Right.
I I do subscribe to those ideas. I do believe those, and I hold myself to the same standard, kind of, with me being bi-ethnic. Like, I have the African American mother, and I actually grew up in African American culture. And I was raised around like old head people from like the South or whatever. So, like, I actually am African American. Like, I have the like core of the culture. So, that's the only reason why I identify as that. If I would have had an African mother and like a African American father, I would not I would not be who I am, and I wouldn't identify as how I identify. But yeah, that's basically where I want to land
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, and that's interesting. But in these kind of cases, scenarios, it's like you're damned if you do, if you're damned if you don't. Because look at this, like you still with what you have now, the African side, your paternal side, your father's side. For Africans, you are what your father is. Isn't that
Yes,
interesting?
yep. Yes, I know that. I'm aware of that too. So like that's why I say like when people ask me or whatever, like I tell people that now. Like I tell like, oh yeah, my dad's African.
So, but
But like
I want to cut you off. You
yeah,
have both of the best worlds in this scenario, because
yeah,
the Black Americans will see you as a Black American, and even the Africans will see you as an African. And then it's up to
yeah.
you whether which one you honor. You honor both your mother and your father, but in this case, I mean, you really do have best of both worlds, unless you have like some identity crisis, right? And you want to relate to one over the other in this. You know what I mean?
See that, yeah, I love that you say that. And like you're right, I do have the best of both worlds. And looking at from like a sociological perspective of how each group would view me, right? You're 100% right on that. But the thing is, like, I know who I'm going to be accepted more by, even though I culturally relate more
Right.
with African
Right.
Americans. I'm
Hmm.
going to be accepted more by African people. Period. So
Wow. Wow.
that
In this day and time, right? With everything we're going through, right? Is that the context you're giving me?
Um, yeah, yes, a large chunk of it is that, but you got to think like I have certain privilege because people are attracted to me. I have a Ghanaian body type, like that's besides the point. But like that
Hey.
is, I do believe that is why I'm able to kind of like stay at bay, and I'm not getting it as hard as some other dark skinned women or as some other and I have a looser hair texture. Not that that matters. Not that that means anything. All hair textures are beautiful. All body types, whatever. But like, I do have privilege in the way I look that affords me the ability to not, it like kind of like softens the blow of all this stuff. But at the same time, I know that African people, they're not going to be as colorist and as, or they're not going to be xenophobic as much as African Americans, even
Right,
though I
right.
culturally relate to them more. And that's just what it is.
Yeah, that's well stated.
And to be honest, like, I want to go live in Africa. I want to go live in Ghana. Like, once I get my degree and I start making money and I'm able to like invest my money and just like be financially stable, I'm going to live in Africa. I'm going to live in Ghana. Like, I don't want to be here because with just being like I just know I'm going to live a more happy life, and I'm not going to face as much racism, just
Facts.
negative stuff from the Black men here. Like, I'm not trying to do that, but like Black American men, like I'm not trying to go there. Like, I'm not trying to
Yeah, I mean,
ruffle no
just be
feathers.
honest, like indoctrinated people in America, they're not too attractive. And so more free-minded people, we want to claim that this is the home of the free and the brave and all this stuff, but it comes with a price. It comes with strings attached. It comes with a full commitment of racism masked with patriotism. I agree with you, sister, because I didn't have my cultural African, my dad wasn't around, unfortunately. I'm reconnecting with him, finally reconnecting with that side of the family. So I'm excited too. I'm actually going to be relocating to another part of America to be with them closer. I grew up with my Mexican mother. She's Afro-Mexican, so she has those roots in Oaxaca and Mexico City as well. But yeah, so those are the things I look forward to, and I've been to Mexico. I had the privilege of my mom flying me out there, every summer for a long period of for like maybe 16, 15, 14 years, of like flying me out there and visiting my family out there and learning Spanish and being part of the Mexican culture, and so I'm grateful for that, but I want to learn about my other side. So I found out through reconnecting with my father that and my aunt, right? My aunt's the one that really helped reconnect us and wants me over there. So okay, sorry. So, and get to go see my grandma on that side. I haven't met any of that family. And so there is a rich Eritrean community in Virginia, in Washington, D.C. So I'm going to move over there for a little bit. But my aunt wants me to go claim some property that my father has in Eritrea. So I have property in the motherland. So I'm excited.
Great.
Yeah, I'm excited to go and reclaim that for my father, because he's not going to go back there. So I have a choice of either using the land or there's some property on the land, but either that or selling it. But I'd rather just work in it and see what can come from it, But yeah, I have the same feeling of like moving and being somewhere else. Like I was thinking about going to China just because I'm a teacher, so I can go over there and just teach, and they like get the board, they house you, they pay you the same pay rate that they would here in America, and it's just so much cheaper, and their work schedules are so much less demanding and not just for work, you know what I mean, but to go see the other parts of the world and see how people live, where it's not such a rat race. Where it's not so expensive, just to survive, just to have a roof over your head. I think those are very important things. And I know not everybody, I was thinking about going to China. I can go anywhere and teach, but these are the kind of the things I was like exploring, like Asia, Thailand, all that stuff, because it's all very close and very close to. I was saying, like, once I'm in the motherland, where else do I want to go? So, anyways, I would suggest you to do whatever follows your heart, whatever follows your passion, So, I mean, I was just trying to compare or just try to the commonalities that we have between us two, saying that we have to get up out of here, you know.
Yeah, I do gotta get up out of here because like it just going downhill. Like I'm not gonna say the black community's cooked. It's cooked right now. It's just gonna be a long time before we get out of this. But like America is cooked, the black community is cooked. Like it's just so bad. Slavery worked. It worked. It's been very successful. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but we're just very cooked, and I just don't want to be here. And also, like, I don't know, but yeah, no, I that's crazy. I want to hear more about your like experience, but I kind of gotta go. But I'm gonna give you a follow. But it was nice talking to you.
Yeah, likewise, sister. You have a great day. I'm sure I'll be up here, so when you're welcome to come back whenever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
And
definitely.
then
Have a good one.
yeah, likewise. I gotta go take a shower too. I'll be back. I see you in there, Trouble. I see you in there, Trouble. You should have came up, girl. Dude, I passed out last night again. I let you guys run it. I let you guys just run it, dude. You guys can run it. Look, I get these live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. Your live is not eligible for recommendation, and it's restricted in search results for 10 minutes due to low visual quality or static imagery, which does not meet our For You feed eligibility standards under our community guidelines. We've detected and enforced this content violation using automated measures. Bro, I get this every 10 minutes, like, and then I have to, so you have to appeal it right now while I'm on live, appeal it, and then I go to my live does not contain this content mentioned in this notice. And then it's submit the appeal, and then it works, and then it be popping up. So I don't know what that fucking thing is about. I don't know if it's about this image here. I don't know if it's about I should read it a little more carefully, slowly, so I can understand it, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I see everybody that wants to come up. Hey, Trouble, if you want to, you can host this and have these people up if they want to talk. I have to go take a shower, though. Do you want to host this? I don't know if I can't jump on yet. Okay, no worries. All right. I need who's an African? I need an African on the guest request to come up first, and then we can deal with the FBAs because I just need a little. Because I gotta go take a shower. I just want to see if anyone wants to manage this. Okay, let's see. We got a Somali brother right here. I see. Is that a Somali flag? Let's see, Mr. Lover. Aw, damn it, Mr. Lover. I tried to accept you up, but it kicked you off. This is one thing, guys. If I try to accept one up, they'll try to kick you off. I'm going to try again, okay? Okay, there we go. Okay, my Somali brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, bro. How are you, man?
Good, brother. I got to go take a shower, brother. I'm going to make you mod. I know we don't know each other, and I hope this goes okay. You got Trouble? Oh, I can't make you a mod because you're not my friend yet. But anyways, here, let's see if we can. Okay, I got another mod here. Okay, Tether's going to take over. Tether, I'm going to go to the bathroom. You got a bunch of people in the queue. You can have them up. But Mr. Love just came in here as well. Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Lover,
Your Bluetooth or your something, man. The mic is so I can't hear anything, Tether.
Can African people use N-word? That's funny as hell.
I think Tether's caught up right now, but
sorry. All right, can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, perfect. All right, brother, go ahead. I'll be back.
All right, so salute. Welcome to the panel, Mr. Lover. What is your race, your ethnicity, and can you please give us your comments on anything you've heard or the prompt? Go ahead, sir.
Oh, I'm from Somalia. I was born in Somalia, but I was raised in America. Um, you say answer these questions over here. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, yes, yeah. Go ahead.
Number 4 is what can African use the N word? I think I think forget about Africans. Black people shouldn't even be using that N word because the N word started in a bad way back in the days. You know what I mean? From what I know, it was to degrade. It was to degrade black people back in the days, and I think black people shouldn't even use that. And I know white people enjoyed when black people use that against each other, but knowing that word hurt their grandparents, you know what I mean, our ancestry, that they shouldn't, even black people shouldn't be using that N word. I'm African. I don't even use that N word at all because I feel like I'm disrespecting these people. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. I think the N word means you're subhuman. So whenever I hear somebody say the N word, I see it as somebody calling somebody else subhuman. But I don't. Yeah. So I agree with what you're saying. I don't understand why people still use it. But go ahead.
Exactly. Like there's like knowing what your parents been through, they were called all these names, and now you want to just be funny about it and then use it on yourself, on your brothers, people that look like you, and then other peoples are hearing, maybe saying that, oh, this is the name that we created to call them. You know what I mean? And then now they're calling each other this N word. So I think it should be illegal to use that word at all for everybody, every single person. I'm not.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What do you think about the word "career"? Is that a word that should also be taken out of circulation? Is that not a derogatory word? Go ahead, sir.
Which one? What word again?
Jareer.
What's that?
Well, some of my Somali brothers on the continent have explained to me
Yeah.
that
Oh, you're talking about
I'm a
Jareer.
Jareer. I'm a nappy-headed Jareer. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, I know what you mean. So, so there's bad people in every race. I'm not gonna say that no race is perfect. Those who I've seen some Somalis who use Jarer, and really that's bad, man. Because if you believe in God created everybody, if you believe in your own God created everybody, you shouldn't be racist against God's creation. Then that means you're insulting God. You know what I mean? So when the Somalis use Jarer, that's actually they shouldn't be doing that. That's racism. But every race, I've seen every race are racist from each other. Even white people from Europe, they used to be racist against each other. You know what I mean? They slaved each other. So when Jarer is used, that's racism, bro. Just because you have a softer hair, but also the Jarers will also call the Somalis skinny because some of the Somalis are now built muscles wise like the West Africans. You know what I mean? So God give everybody a gift.
Understood. Well, go ahead through the prompt. What is your question? Your answer for number 2? Go ahead.
Or number 2, why are FBAs? Is that Foundation Black Americans? I never even knew about what's FBA is. I just seen it right now. I don't even know what that means. I'm just looking at it right now.
So the FBAs are like there are a group of Black identity extremists who exist online, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. They think that they have American exceptionalism applied to their blackness. So they think that they're foundational to America, meaning that America wouldn't exist without them, and they have a special claim to America, and that they are the only BLK people because they have slave ancestry in America, and they think that having slave ancestry is what makes you BLK, not having ancestry in Africa. So they think they find some uniqueness in having slave ancestry, and that makes them some kind of a master race when it comes to BLK people. So go ahead. Wow,
that's crazy. I think Black people should know that they always have DNA back to Africa. No matter what that's why I told today, even America, all the white people will still call them African American, but white people don't call themselves European Americans, right? They all combine themselves with one race, white people, you know what I mean? And Black people, they call them African Americans, which I don't know why they call them African Americans. Black people lived in this country for so long. Matter of fact, they built this country, but they were broken systematically. So I know some extremist black people, but most of them are good. Most of the black people I met are good people. You know, especially the educated ones, the ones that educated, the ones that have good money, could live in good life. You know what I mean? So I think that answers, right? If I didn't get too far.
Yeah, why are they? The question is, why are they xenophobic and report to ICE? I think it's because
Oh,
they these people, they say that they'll call ICE on Africans, and they say they want, they call us tethers, and they say that we eat bushmeat and we should go back to Africa. Why did you flee
okay,
your
okay.
country? Why don't you go back home? That sort of thing.
So I saw some African Americans that were online in here talking about Somalians should be sent back. Well, what burden does Somalians have upon you? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, these white people don't even care about you. The only people you have history is white people. Somalis, you don't have war with them. You don't have slavery with them. You don't have anything with them. They left a war-torn country just like Mongs, Laos, and other people like the Arabs, whatever, right? So I would be immigrants or other people is the last people that if I'm black I would be focused on. I would be focused on white people in history, like compete with them, and you know what I'm saying, like they the one who like systematically broke our system, and especially what happened in Oklahoma. You know what I mean, in OKC. So I think when I see black people saying that, oh, these immigrants should go back and this, that, like, they're not hurting you. They're not taking jobs from you. There's been millions of jobs available. They're not. They never had wars with you. They never did anything to your ancestries. So they are the last people you should be looking at. Black people should always compete with white people, especially since white people do not like black people united. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely correct. This is what African Americans agree with. So we have to distinguish between African Americans and FBAs. African Americans are the people, these noble ethnic group of people who were enslaved in America and who really built the country and did all these and really expanded the democracy in a way that benefits people who aren't even African American. FBAs are like house Negro supremacists. They are the like black rednecks, the underclass of African Americans. These are the people who are not very competitive in society. These are people who are likely to be on government dependency. These people have trauma bonded themselves to white tea people. So white tea people have this fear of being replaced by immigrants. They have a fear that immigrants are going to take our jobs. Immigrants are going to replace us in our country. FBAs have taken on the same white tea supremacy rhetoric, and they fear replacement by BLK immigrants. So you see that there's a connection between FBAs and like black rednecks, white rednecks. Go ahead.
Yep. No, it's true. It's true
I
because
disagree with that,
go ahead.
and the reason why I disagree with that because you as a white person, right? You as a white person that is talking right now,
Who's a white person? Who's a white person?
you
I'm Igbo. I'm black.
your voice keep on changing. I seen you on multiple lives,
Sir,
but
I am Igbo. I'm from
hold
I'm
on,
from Imo State,
hold on.
Nigeria.
If you
You're saying
listen,
you're saying I'm a white tea
listen,
person. I'm black.
show your face. Show
No,
your face, brother.
I have
Show
a
your
social media
face.
policy. I don't show my face. I have a social
Show
media
your
policy.
face. Look at me. Look me in my eyes.
Sir, you're a
I
black
am a
redneck.
black man. Look
You're a
me in
black
my
redneck,
eyes
sir.
and tell me you're a black man.
Sir, you're
Look
a
me in
black
my
redneck.
eyes, brother. Look me in my eyes, brother. You're a white man. And the voice keep on cracking. You know the thing
Now let's
about
say
black people?
no.
Hold on. The thing about black people, why we so special, we pay attention to detail. The detail matter. Like niching. It's like niching. Like the tethering you got on your feet.
You see
No,
that
let me see your
hand?
face.
You see that hand?
No,
That's a
I
black
want to
hand.
see your face. Let me see your fucking
Brother, let's be honest, man.
face.
Let's be honest. Let's be
Let me
honest.
see your face.
Even
As
if
a
it's
proud black American, you will
hey Devin,
see everything I have for you. You understand me?
hey Devin, even if this guy is white, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't change the whole thing. You know what I mean? I don't care
Yes,
if
it
he's white or
does. It does. It changed the narrative of listen. It black is not about melanin. We know
What is it
they're
about? It's about
melanated.
slavery? Is it
Hold
about
on.
slavery? What is it
No, it's
about?
not. You're trying to tell me what I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you, black has nothing to do with the color of your skin.
What does it have to do with, sir?
It has to do with identifying, because the name of African American, it means slave.
Black means
It
African, sir.
means
If you
slave.
if
No,
you're
it
not
don't.
African, then you're
No, it
not
don't.
black. Unless you
Okay.
have slave
All right.
ancestry, you're not black, sir. That's how this thing works.
Boom. All right, boom. Let's touch on that technology, right? Let's talk about it, right?
Are you a,
Let's
first
talk
of all?
about it.
You have to introduce
Look.
yourself.
Let's talk
Introduce
about it.
yourself,
If
sir.
you was
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to introduce yourself. You're going to say your race and your ethnicity, and then you're going to answer your question. So I need to know what is your race, and I need to know what is your ethnicity. So go ahead.
okay, white man. My name is Devin, and I am a black American, and I'm from this land. What FBA means is I'm from this land. We had this war first. We're still fighting this war.
So are you indigenous American? Are you
I'm
what?
all that. Listen. Don't you got East Asians? Don't you got West Asians? Don't you got North Asians? Don't you got Philippines? Don't you got
Be
different
clear.
types of
I want to be
Asians?
clear. I want
They're
to be
in
clear.
think logically, white man. Think logically.
I just need an answer to this question. Do you have any descendants in Africa? Answer that question. Do you have any descendants in Africa? Go ahead, sir.
Yes.
Your ancestry. Do you have any African ancestry? Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, now continue.
Hold on, let me show you. Let me tell you. You asked me a question. The first colonized group was the Egypt people, North Africa, the land of Kemet. Know your history. Know why they broke the noses off of them people. You understand me? And on
Sir, we
top of it,
don't need a history lesson.
we were
You,
traveling beings, bro. We was on all lands,
so
nigga.
are you a Moor? You're talking like a Moor.
We were on all lands.
So you're a Moor then.
Listen, black
That's a
people,
yes or no. Are you a Moor?
just like Africa, is 54 tribes. It's 54 countries in Africa, and there's tribes inside the African continent. We had that first.
You had
We
that
had
first
that too.
where? You had
We
that first
had that
where?
in
Where did you have
America.
it?
In
So you're
America.
in America. You had so
In
okay.
America.
So your people were here before 1492.
Yeah, we got bro, man, right where I'm from, like 30 minutes away from where I'm from, they got burial sites from 1700
Okay, what
of black
language? What
people. I
language
looked
did you
them up.
speak? What language did you speak before the colonizers arrived? Can you explain? Can you tell me something in your native language, your indigenous language? Go ahead, sir.
Bro, people already putting the information out there. You go
I'm asking you
research.
your what
You
is your
go
indigenous
research.
language? So you
You
don't
go
know. You don't know what
research.
your indigenous language is,
Hey, guess what? Them trees that you
sir.
showed,
What was your indigenous
listen,
language? My indigenous language is Igbo. It's also the name of my ethnicity. What is the
yes.
name of your ethnicity and what is your language?
Okay. Are you in the United States of America?
Sir, that's not the question I asked you. I'm going to give you one more shot.
You the only one that
What
can
is the
answer
name?
questions.
What is the name of your indigenous group and what language do you speak?
Yo,
I need an answer. I need an
when
answer.
you well listen,
Sir, don't answer a question I didn't ask.
when you're oppressed, I'm not believing they lied about
Sir,
everything.
what's the name of your indigenous tribe, sir, and what language do they speak? That's all I need to know from you. I don't need a history lesson. I don't need fake accounts. I don't need a false narrative. I need to know the
Listen,
name of your ethnicity and what language do they speak. That's all I need to hear from you right now. Go ahead, sir.
I refuse to be gaslight, and the only thing is, right? You know why?
So you're going to answer that from the chat. Go ahead. But I didn't mean to disrupt you, sir. You were answering the prompt. So continue.
I forgot where we was at right now. But what was the last part we was at?
Okay. You answered number 2. I think that we're up to number 3. Are FBAs used or on the fence for white supremacy? Go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead again. You say are FBA are they too much? Are they extreme? Is what you're saying?
Are FBAs used or on the fence for white supremacy? Are they essentially a tool of white supremacy? Are FBAs white supremacists in blackface? Are they like the BLK triple K?
Are they like being basically going against immigrants and being used by white people?
Right. So they're
Yeah.
essentially used to foster a white nationalism.
Yeah. Honestly, I think so because even though I really don't know much about FBA, but when I see black people coming online and if they claim an FBA and they're going against immigrants, I would say like you have no history with immigrants. You know what I mean? They're not harming you. They're not. You know what I'm saying? They don't have history with you at all. So you should be standing. So some white people are even standing with immigrants, but not poor white people. It's always the poor white people and the racist white people like Donald Trump who's going against immigrants. The rich white people, they know the immigrants built this. We're a part of it. Like they come in, they get paid $15 an hour, where the average Americans are getting paid $30 an hour. You know what I mean? So they're actually bringing good to this country than bad. So when I see black people like, oh, send these immigrants with, like, speaking with emotional, you know what I mean? It's like, why? Like, well, they're not hurting you. Matter of fact, you should stand with these people, knowing that what you've been through. You know what I mean? So
We always have to throw some respect on African Americans. They are
yeah,
a small ethnic group. This smoke that I have is not for African Americans. It's only for FBAs and for
FBA, yep,
who
FBA,
are
yep.
who are giving African Americans a bad name. Who are staining the good reputation of African Americans. So I think somebody
And
has
most
to
and
protect their honor. So go ahead. I didn't mean
and
to.
most you're right. You're good. And most African Americans I met, they are good people. I'm telling you, man, they're good people. They've been through a lot. Their ancestors been through a lot, and you know what I mean. So they're most of them are good, but maybe there's a few of them that are bad. You know what I mean. And there's bad people in every race too. You know what I mean. But
Yeah,
we got more.
yeah. But okay, go ahead and answer the last one. Why FBAs use illegals as a dehumanization? Like they call people illegals. Like a lot of FBAs are calling Somalis illegals and saying that they should go home. Like why do you think
And
FBAs think it's
honestly, I don't know why they're doing that. I think, man, they instead of because everybody came except Native American. Most people came into most race came into this country illegally. You know what I mean? Like white people came in on a ship. They just came. They say they found it, but they killed people and then they took over. They occupied. So illegals, their country are being fucked up. So they coming over here, and I don't think that they should be bashed. And if FBI are doing it, and that's too much. That's extremist. You know what I mean? If that's what they're doing, you know what I mean? I haven't followed it too much of FBA, but I'm gonna look into it.
okay? Respect. So we have some new panelists. Tropical. Can you please tell us what is your race, your ethnicity, and what is your reaction to what you've heard or the prompt? Go ahead.
I think Rashad was here first, but if he
I
allows me to
was.
go,
Thank you.
I
Go
was
ahead.
just
It's
going
cool.
straight up. Rashad, welcome to the panel, sir. What is your race, your ethnicity, and do you have any comments on what you've heard or the prompt? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Black American. FBA is not. I don't know if all of them think that way. I think the ones like that's really following Tariq think that way. A lot of us, we don't. I don't know. We don't like being called African American or what have you. I don't mind African American, Black American. It's all good to me. As far as the Somalia issue, the Somalis, they're really getting out of pocket though, man. I mean, I've been on some of their people the last couple of days, and I cannot believe the names that they're calling us and what they're saying about us. It's crazy.
Now, are they saying that
So,
people who are insulting them, or are they just like
oh no,
Somalis
they're
aren't just
using
going
it
to
in
attack
general.
people for no reason?
They're
Like,
saying it in
what are they
general.
telling them?
These are
Somebody's
the
telling them something.
these are the I don't even know if they're in America, but these people they're speaking in general now, and that's what's really getting to me. I'm like, how can you
And
group us
I can
all
answer
up
to that. I
and
can
say
answer to that.
something bad about us?
I can answer to
Yeah, but
that.
my
So
man,
so
you said you Igbo, right?
Yeah, me and
Vibes,
Igbo, but me,
you
I'm
Igbo?
I'm Igbo. But Mr. Lover, you were gonna
All right.
respond. Go ahead, Mr.
yeah,
Lover. Just
so
quickly respond.
also
Go ahead.
so ever since Donald Trump started calling Somalis some racist shit, right? And of course Donald Trump
Yeah,
and these racist white people don't like anybody, especially black people, right? They divide everybody
right,
and they hate everybody except white people. We already know that because he tried to bring
right.
African white people from Africa, from South Africa, and he brought Ukrainians, but he trying to get rid of everybody else. So when I see Somalians getting mad because they were not expecting black people to tell them, "Hey, go back to your country, you immigrants." That was the last thing we expected from black people. We wanted black people to be like, "Nah, these people got the same skin color as of us. They're not going nowhere. This country, we fight for this country. Black people fight for this country in the Civil War. Everybody is here because of black people. All of us are here because of black people fighting
We
for this country. You know what I
we
mean?"
fought in the Revolutionary War too, bro.
Exactly.
Not just the Civil War. Yeah,
Exactly, and we know that, but some Somalis might not know that because they're not educated. But
they
people
don't.
like me are educated, and I know that, and I'm Somalian, you
Yeah,
know. But when I
yeah. They
see
call it the J word, whatever, and
Jared,
dude,
yeah,
it's
Jared, and
just
then
it's not cool, fam.
it's
You
not
know,
cool. It's not
because
cool.
it's
Yeah,
only 80,000 Somalis in America, and I've been to
yeah,
Minnesota. I checked them out in Minnesota, and I'm like, I don't really, I'm mature, so I'm not gonna diss them the way they're dissing us,
exactly,
But it's
and
not cool.
But let's
exactly,
It's
let
and
not cool at
our
all.
African American brother answer the questions. Go ahead, sir. What do you have any other comments, or what are your thoughts on the prompt? Go ahead.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, the good brother Rashad.
Oh yeah, thanks. No, I'm just listening, man, and trying to make sense of the madness that's happening in my country between Africans and us because it don't make sense to me. We never grew up hating our African brothers and sisters, man. That's not
Agreed.
cool. You know what I mean? We never,
And
ever,
but
So
this is a
go ahead,
social
bro. I'm
media
sorry.
phenomenon. We can't be fooled by people on social media. Okay, I know that FBAs don't represent African Americans. You should also understand that the Africans you hear on social media don't represent all Africans, all 1.5 billion. Do you understand?
Yeah, we know that. My guy, you said you're Igbo, Abi.
Uh huh.
Do you speak Igbo? You speak Igbo?
Very little. I've been here since the age of 5, so I didn't speak it fluent. I know like maybe 100 words.
Kedu?
Adama.
You know Kedu? I do.
Uh-huh.
Alright, okay, you have to go. Okay, no problem. No, a lot of my I'm in Nigeria right now. A lot of my brothers are Igbo. A lot of my boys are Igbo over here.
What part? What part of Nigeria?
I'm in Lagos. I'm on the island in Lagos.
Okay, cool. I have
But
a
I've
house
been
in,
to
in
yeah, I've been to
Ikoyi.
Enugu.
Okay,
Dude, exactly where I am. Exactly where I am right now. What you
Ikoyi.
just
Uh
said.
huh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, no problem. No wala. All right, man. Keep pushing that positivity for us, okay?
And
Seriously.
respect,
All
and
right?
I'll always, throw respect on African Americans. This issue is not with
No
you; it's
doubt.
with FBAs only.
Hey, Watago. Dalo, my brother. Dalo. All right, take care, man.
All right, take care.
Peace.
Peace. So we have a new panelist, African Mind. Welcome to the panel. Please, what is your race, your ethnicity, and what are your comments, or what do you have on the prompt? Go ahead.
Hey, I'm black, African, Nigerian specifically. About the prompt, I mean, I just wanted to respond to the Somali thing. I just feel like, just from a historical perspective, I feel like this is very normal and this is very American, right? So if you go back to a certain period in time, you look at when the Italians came here. They got the exact same treatment. Like, oh, these guys, they're not like us. They're this, they're that. The Irish got the same treatment. African Americans at a certain time got that type of treatment. So I just feel like it's ridiculous because like these are like new immigrant groups. But I feel like over time it's gonna get better. They're just gonna be accepted into the larger American story and just the American, black in general. And I get the whole delineation. I get the whole like disrespect. This person is disrespecting me, blah blah blah. But honestly speaking, we've all been disrespected. Like even me as an African, like moving here when I was young and going to school with like predominantly black people, to a certain degree I felt disrespected just based on certain things. So I feel like it's silly to like be offended by what people are saying. I mean, like we have institutions in this country where like for the most part you're gonna go to school with an immigrant. You're gonna be friends with like somebody from Jamaica. Like when I was in school, like I didn't even know some of my friends were not even like African American. I just thought they were black until like later, like down the line, they're like, oh, my dad is Jamaican, my mom is Jamaican, or whatever. So like in real life, I just feel like it's not an issue. And we go to the same schools, we're gonna be friends, we probably go to the same churches and whatnot. So I feel like long term, we're all gonna be one. I personally, I stand with the Somalis. I feel like, I mean, they're just like any other group that came to the U.S. I feel like I don't think I think what Trump is saying is really disrespectful and racist towards them. And I don't understand why people say, oh, they're taking over. Like that's what you're supposed to do. Like you come to a place, you're supposed to establish yourself and like start businesses and what, like all over the country we have like German towns, we have little Italy's, and like why do you think those names are, why do you think they call it German towns? Because like literally the people that came were German and they named the town Germantown. Like most of the white people there are Germans. Like if you go to like the Midwest, for example, the people that settled in the Midwest are Scandinavians. Like American migration is it's also like the way where people settle relates to where they came from. Like the Italians were in like New York, the Midwest was like Scandinavians, the Swedish, the Germans were in like Texas and whatnot. So it's the same thing. The Somalis are in Minnesota because probably a Somali came there and was like, hey, this place is nice, like, and they came over. That's the story of the US. So I just find it really disrespectful to like call the Somalians out their names. They're really good people. I've never had a problem with Somali. They keep to themselves. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as they're not breaking the law, whatever. I feel like we should stand with them as black people in general. That's all.
And I was gonna say that.
Happened to innocent until proven guilty. Like they haven't even had due process yet. It's like a lot of us are very easily manipulated by media, right? Like we see a headline like, oh, this person committed fraud. Like I think it was another headline that came out about this Haitian congresswoman, and they said that she committed fraud with the PPP loan, and everybody just ran with it. No one is like saying, let me keep my intelligent opinion to myself. Let me take a step back. Let me let this play out. No one says that. Everybody's just, oh my gosh, the news said that the Somalis stole $1 billion, so it must be true. Like, no, how do you know it's true? Did you investigate yourself? How do you know that it wasn't like an external hacker or something who did it and decided to frame the Somalis? Like, you don't know something until, that's why you have to be very careful with your words and be very careful how you attack people, because you could be wrong.
And Amy, right? Amy, she's like one of the ringleaders too. She set all these people up, and it's like probably up to 77 people. They approved all this for these people to take all this money to spend it, and later on they wait for them, and then by the time they catch them, have them use all that money. That's when they come after these people. You know what I mean? Calling them frauds, but they know who's actually behind it. Where's Amy? Amy's out of the picture nowadays. Like Amy was the main ringleader. I don't see her getting handcuffed or going to prison or whatever, You guys,
I just think that it's very just unfortunate that people are just easily manipulated by the media. No one does their homework. No one likes to read. No one likes to research. No one likes to be patient and say, let's allow due process to take place and let's see. Like the minute you say something, I mean, it's no different than like when the Black Panther Party, right, was also deemed as, oh, it's a T group and this, that, and the third. And guess what? People who can't think for themselves are gonna be like, oh my God, well, the news and the media said that the Black Panthers were a T group, so it must be true. It's like, no, allow the Somalis to go to court, right? Allow them to have due process. And if it comes out that they really did fraud, then fine, cast your judgment. But why are you casting your judgment before they go to court?
They don't like seeing Somalis prospering. That's why Somalis are really stick together, and they got malls. They're running for things. They're coming together. They got big communities. They're doing the same thing they did to Black Americans back in the days of Oklahoma City when they burned it twice, that city. So they're not going after anybody. They're going after everybody else except white people. You know what I mean? And Donald Trump just said that. Why can't we have people from Norway and from Sweden the other day on the media? And why do we need other immigrants? You know what I mean? So you can see that they're clearly racist, man, and they divide everybody else, have everybody else against each other except white people.
Well, it's mainly because their birth rate is going down.
Yep.
So that's why Trump had no problem importing the Afrikaners, the white tea South Africans. He had no problem saying that we want people from Sweden and Norway because while the FBAs are trying to reduce their population, the white Americans are trying to increase their population. That's why they don't want the brown and black people coming over here because white people are already not having kids anymore
Yep.
like that.
I saw that shit this morning, and I thought it was AI.
What?
Donald Trump talking about bringing over these, all these white immigrants. Like bring some people from Ireland or Finland, and I was like, wow, this is good. But sister, just like you said, Tropical, they're so quick to, the clickbaits and all this shit, the first announcement of some scam or some fraudulent behavior. But we're getting the news from the current administration and Trump, and like we shouldn't believe anything out of this man's mouth until the Epstein files
Exactly.
that are already getting put out but redacted as well, right? Like, how are we even following up? Like, once, and everybody already knows, so to take anything from this current administration and believe it's true, you have to be dumbed down, indoctrinated, and really really just ready to parrot anything they say. I mean, at this point,
Yeah,
what's
because
really
like when
happening?
you
No,
want something to be true, of course you're gonna believe it. That's like, for example, people are quicker to believe something that's negative about you than they are to believe that something's positive about you. So if you
Yep.
already have like the sentiment of like the FBAs where they want the black immigrants to get out of here or the African immigrants to get out of here, if you already want that, if you already don't like these people, anything that's being said about them, even if it's a lie, you're going to run with it. You're going to push the narrative, because you have an end goal. Your end goal is you want all these people to go back to their country. But I do want to
And
answer the
that's why.
prompt whenever y'all allow me to.
just
Yeah.
real quick, I just want to add one comment. So what FBAs don't understand is that all of this, what's happening with the Somalis, is happening in the context of MAGA wants to make America whitey again. So they want to reduce the amount of new immigration from BLK countries. They want to expel as many BLK immigrants who are in the country, and they want a immigration policy that's going to increase the number of white people. So they are participating in this replacement theory that white people are afraid of. But what that's going to end up doing is making them an even smaller and smaller minority in the country. So they're really, making a rod for their own back in parroting, white supremacy talking points and white nationalist talking points. And I land the plane. Go ahead.
Okay, number one, does one drop of tethered blood, I hate that word, make you a FBA? Are you saying like you had one ancestor in the past that wasn't a Black American?
Um, I want you to just answer that question the best way you see it. You know, it's very interesting to hear different takes on this
Okay.
question. You know, and then I'll give you my perspective. Well, I'll let you. Yeah, go ahead and answer all of them, and then I'll go back and give you some context. I know. For the rest, I will give you context. Okay, if you don't understand, but the
Okay.
first one, I really just want to hear, just because I love hearing people's take.
Okay. Does one drop of tethered blood make you FBA? I would say no. I don't believe in the one drop rule. Two, why are FBAs xenophobic and report to ICE? Um, so I think about it this way. You know, when Tariq Nasheed first started his whole like campaign, it was based off of reparations, right? Which I support. Black Americans, African Americans deserve the reparations. But the way he tried to paint it for them is this: oh, you know, reparations only belong to us. You know, these Caribbeans and these Africans, you know, they're trying to take food out your mouth. They're trying to tether on to your reparations, and you can't have that. Anytime you feed someone, you make someone feel like their finances is average, especially if it's not even like the Black Americans that's doing so well for themselves and stuff like that. It's like the ones that are actually like at the bottom struggling. If you tell them that, oh, these immigrants, these Black immigrants, they're the biggest threat to your come up, because if you guys still allow them to stay in this country, they're gonna get a piece of your reparations, and you can't have that. They're trying to be tethered. They're trying to tether onto you. Now, what the brain does is, oh my gosh, right? Because we're all human. Oh my gosh, these people are trying to take food out of my mouth. They're trying to take money away from me. Now they're my enemy, you know? So it turns into a survival type of thing. I don't want them to take any of my money, X, Y, and Z. Um, Three, are FBAs used or on the fence for white supremacy? I don't believe they're being used as white supremacy, because I think that people need to be held accountable. Blaming white supremacy on how FBAs think is like taking accountability away from them. These are grown people. Most of them have kids, and they have a choice, because you have a computer in your hand at all